Okay, so Brownstock 2011, I'm backstage with none other than Athlete.
That was very impressive.
Well, what's going on here is quite impressive. What is going on here? You've got a foot in each bowl.
I'm just about starting to relax into it.
The fish pedicure supplied by Blissful Soul, very grateful for.
It's one of the strangest things I've ever done, I've got to be honest.
Some famous people have had their feet in over the weekend, so hopefully everyone looks after their toes.
Yeah, hopefully you won't get any weird infection.
So guys,
There's a thought.
talking about Athlete as a band, I mean, a career that spanned decades, and I mean, you listen back to some of the albums, it's almost like, you listen to a track and you're like, bloody hell, I never realised how many big songs you've had. I mean, how's it been for you? I mean, you've obviously seen the music industry change so much, is it much different now to when we started off?
Yeah, it's completely different. When we started off, when we first got signed, downloads were new media, so it didn't really exist. So yeah, it's been quite a it's been quite a weird 10 years, but we've loved it. We've been really privileged to have done some pretty mad things, from supporting U2 to winning an Ivy Novello to having a #1 album, and all of those are kind of things you kind of feels like you've done them. You can't be taken away from you. That's it.
So if you had to hang up your guitar tomorrow, would you happily walk away from it, feeling happy that you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, or is it something you want to do?
No, I wouldn't be happy to walk away. No, but it's just kind of nice. You kind of feel like you can just look back and feel proud of what you've kind of done.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But of course, I'm guessing you guys have got children now. They come up, do they listen to Athlete? Do they like that sort of music? Is that their style, or is it?
Do you know what? It's quite funny. About a week ago, I went away and I kind of realised you don't really listen to your own music at home. Kind of when you're making it, you do, but once it's done, when it comes out, it's kind of it. You move on, you start thinking about the next one. And I did kind of realise that other people's children knew my music better than I did. Mine did. And so we played them a record in the car. And they quite liked it.
And were the kids like, do you know who
Bored,
my dad
Dad.
is?
Bored.
It's funny, we had Miss Dynamite here last night, she said exactly the same thing. She's got a young boy and he's like, Mum, I don't really like your music. I like that track you did with KEB, but only KEB's good. She's like, obviously not to take it to heart, but...
To be fair, your kids should not like what you do after a certain age.
But I think, you've got a dad who's a postman, or you've got a dad who's in a pretty uber famous rock band. I think I know which one I prefer. But
Quite recently, actually, I found out that my son's teacher, or his teacher last year, was quite a big fan. And it was just this really surreal moment where he told me about how it came up in class, and he said, "Oh, my dad's in this band, it's called Athlete." She didn't believe him. And
she called him a liar, made him stand in the corner.
I felt so old because I met her, and she was like, "Yeah, when me and my husband were teenagers, Taurus was just like one of our favourite records." I was just like, my son's teacher liked my band when she was a teenager. And I felt really old in that moment.
It's alright, you started in a band when you were a teenager, so it's alright.
is that something you want to instill in your kids as well? Like, obviously being musicians, is that valuable to you, pushing forward your children? You want to sort of encourage them to follow down the same footsteps? Or?
Well, my wife's telling them to be doctors.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't be a musician.
Is that reflecting the relationship that you guys had since you've been in a rock band?
Music's one of those weird things, isn't it? You do it for the love of it, and particularly these days, I don't think that many people get into music these days to try and be super rich, because
there's not a lot of money.
2 or 3 people in a generation do it, and the rest of you have to do it because you love it. And so we've been lucky enough to make this kind of last for 10 years. I utterly love doing it, but from here on out you kind of have to decide you're doing it because you want to make music.
Sure. And as well, I mean, the scene's changed, obviously, you mentioned before the scene's changed. There was this kind of massive burst of rock and indie music, and now it's very much sort of electro-bass driven, that sort of synth sound, pendulum, magnetic metal. I mean, do you like dubstep? Do you listen to dubstep?
I love all the electronic stuff, yeah. I think it goes in cycles as well,
Sure.
But I think the main thing that's changed, which is a shame for kind of indie music, guitar-based music, is that we were so lucky 10 years ago that there was still enough money around that labels were able to invest, get you out on the road, and that's the way you kind of pick up a bit of a following and get the ball rolling. And the money's just not around to do that anymore. So I think it's a lot more depends on having a song do well kind of straight away than it used to, and that's a bit of a shame.
of course, coming to the end of the festival season. Have you had a busy festival season? I know you were playing last night as well, weren't you?
Playing last night, yeah. No, we've actually taken it really easy this year.
Done like about five, like all of this kind of thing, you know, like smaller local ones.
Yeah.
The crowd's taking the crowd a lot more responsive as well when you start playing something smaller. It's a lot more of an intimate feel, a bit more character to it.
Yeah, it's nice. Or just the smaller festivals have their own kind of thing about them. Like big festivals, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing, and there's a certain kind of vibe you get from
But
that.
also, if it's a small festival, you almost know to a certain extent that if you're the headline show for that festival, you know the people, everyone there is bought tickets, they want to see you. So it's a lot more directed than you.
Yeah, that's exactly what we think.
So first time at Brownstock, you've had a quick look around the site. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like it.
It's
Looking forward to
amazing.
being on stage.
Check this out, dressing room in a year. I'm having my feet nibbled by fish. It hasn't happened anywhere else, so it's definitely unique.
It didn't even happen in Japan. No, it didn't.
And you'd imagine this sort of concept was probably initially thought up in Japan or something.
Must
like
have been.
that. So what can we expect for the future for you guys? I mean, got anything else in the pipeline coming up? Or?
We're taking a bit of a break actually. We've kind of done this for quite a while now, and it comes to that time when you make a new record. And all of us kind of felt like we're not quite ready to do that. So we're all taking a bit of a break, we're all doing different things. Tim's doing some music, I'm doing some music, Joel's doing some writing with different people, Steve's managing some bands. So it's been a lot of fun, but it's kind of quite nice to do something else for a little bit. And then at the point we get the itch again to kind of make another album, we'll get together and do it.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I can't wait. Make sure you get to the head so we can do it. Well, guys, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks for having
coming
us.
on Brownstock.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been Anthony, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.